Okay, family. This is okay. This is the second part to the first one, right? What that four step did, taking that inventory. Now, mind y'all, I was sitting in the living room on the couch, and the light was on. It was bright, and in order for you to go inside of yourself, you got to understand what it is to quiet down your mind and everything, right? Now you being honest with yourself on top of that. So now you having faith back in yourself, right? You trusting back in yourself. So I did like this. It was like everything got dark, right? And I did like this because I'm going in the inside. And as I went into the inside, I seen that little boy, the 5-year-old kid, you know, was in the corner like balled up. But the adult Steve had to go and grab that little kid himself and say, I got you. Now mind y'all, I'm being honest. I'm having faith. I'm trusting in my spirit, back in myself. So I had to grab that kid and let him know the adult Steve got him. Protection. But not only that, when I was younger, we used to play house, right? So we used to, play mother involved and stuff like that, and call ourselves a bunch of other little kids, call ourselves doing what mother involved was behind the wall did. So sex was one thing I had to look at, because as a child, right? I mean, as an adult, and I'm sorry, as an adult, I used to have these visions. While I was asleep, of a baby being choked on a penis, and I always said that baby was 18 months. I always said 18 months. Now I know I never did nothing like that to nobody. You get me? So, be honest, I went to a therapist and stuff, but I believe that 18-month-old baby that I'm talking about was me. Not only that, remember what I just told y'all. When I went to a therapist, I was telling the therapist how we used to play like husband and wives, family, and we would grind on each other, stuff like that. She called it sexual curiosity. You see how I looked at y'all when I said that? She called it sexual curiosity. But the reason why I went to her, because I wanted to know, was I molested as a child? Because I don't actually physically remember, but I just know I have little memories of an 18-month-old baby being choked on the penis, right? So anyway, when she told me that, when I told her that we used to play, having little rubbing ourselves towards each other and all of that, playing family, get what I'm saying, family. Look, she said that was called sexual curiosity. I said to myself, right, I ain't tell her that, but I said to myself, you can say what the hell you want. Something happened to me. Because this behavior came from somewhere, you get me? Now, I don't remember watching my mother and whoever she was with doing anything together. I don't remember seeing none of this. So wherever it came from, I believe it came from something that happened. And me and the other little girls and stuff, I remember we used to go to the park, or we would just play in the house, and we would grind on each other. We play cooking and all that, and we would grind. So I understood that. I don't remember seeing nobody doing this, where this behavior came from. Now understand, I didn't understand this till I got older. Once I got older and got clean from the drugs and the alcohol, and I started doing the step work on myself, right? It took me back inside of myself. And that's what that fourth step did for me, that fourth step inventory. So I accept the fact, family, that there's a good chance that I was raped or molested as a child. My mother told me, she told my father he could never see me no more, but she never told me why. So for some reason, I think those two kind of go together. But keep in mind, I used to be full of anger, fear, resentment, and all of that. Y'all know I had to learn to let it go. I had to learn to practice some acceptance in my spirit. I had to practice some forgiveness in my spirit, some love, some kindness, some gentleness. And I'll be right back again.